So here are our family with Kraig, and we are doing, what is the name of what we are doing now?
We call them home visits.
Home visits. Okay, once a year or once or 2 years?
We aim for every year. As you already know, we don't always make it, but we try.
Yes, we try. Okay, so here in our home, you can see it's Kraig's family, and in a very friendly format, and we do this home visit, and this helps us, especially this is our first home visit, and we waited for this. And let's explain it for everybody about this. Can you explain what's your title or role in the organization?
I work as, we call it the representative, the face for the organization. A lot of people know me, have my phone number, and they have their counselors. That is the first line, if you will. That's often the first mode of communication, but they have my face. They know me personally. Their counselors often a little less so. And so I act as a representative for Christian Light Academy to the families of Romania and Moldova.
Great, thank you. What is the goal of these visits?
There are several different goals. Number one is to make sure that things are functioning right. Are we doing our part?
In homeschooling?
Yes, to give you the resources, the tools that you need to make it work. So first of all, people, especially in Romania, and maybe the same here in Moldova, they think inspection. It's more of a self-evaluation to make sure that we are giving you what you need. It is also, somewhat of an evaluation because, as you remember, there's a lot at training that we talk about, and there's things that are forgotten. And we are here to answer questions. I don't remember exactly how to do this anymore. Sure, I'll be happy to help. That is one of the reasons. Another reason is just to keep we like working with people, not with names. So we have a face for you, you have a face for us, and we like to keep it personable rather than very business-like.
You come in a suit with cases and you look at what you're doing. Oh, you didn't do it right or something like this. Let me give you a context for Moldavian, how we are having kind of exams here. So kids are going to the class and the police stay, supervisors, cameras everywhere, and they need to write exams. So kind of Moldavian people is very stressed about like inspections or something like this. But this is more like you said, a self-check, and also for us it helps to be on the right track. For example, if the family is not on the right part, they struggle with something, you can see it and you can give help, or you can connect with somebody, as I am understanding.
That's right. We want to make sure that things are working, and if they're not, what can we do to make sure that they are? And it's a little bit more, we can do more than we can on the phone,
Yes.
face to face, and there's more of a connection. Sometimes in Romania, I tell people we want to get to the point where you don't use dumneavoastră on me anymore, where we're friends rather than business acquaintances or something like that.
And recently we discussed also about the money. It's too less. We pay too less for what we get back in return for this. So for sure, it's not interested in the money, in the reports, or in all this. But to make sure, as I'm seeing and having experienced this, you're taking care of kids, having the best education, the best context, the best possible way for them to learn and grow.
Yes, we want to make sure, like I said, that it works for every student, not just for the smartest or the most motivated. And different students learn differently, and we want to make sure that it's working. And we want to, at the same time, we want to offer the best service we can, but also make it accessible to people that don't have a lot of resources. So we keep the cost as low as we can, and the services as good as we can. And somewhere we try to hit that balance.
Yes, and we are very blessed about what you offer and and your help in this. And, can you explain how it, what we did today? Like, you come, you open and check every word, or what? So they'll have an impression.
Yes. Every home visit is different. It is difficult. Actually, it's difficult to plan these because shortest home visit I ever had was 20 minutes. The longest one was almost 8 hours. So I usually figure an hour and a half, and hope I'm on schedule by the end of the day. But as you've seen, we come and first ask, are there any questions? Is there anything we can do to help? Anything we're not doing that you would see as a benefit? Often we like looking at students' work, making sure they're understanding, oh, this blank is empty. Yeah, well, we don't really know how to do that. Well, great, that's why we're here. Sometimes we often listen to first and second grade children read. If a student can read and read well, from there on out, school will be much easier. Let's just put it that way. So give assistance where possible in helping them learn to read if they're struggling in that specific area.
But you don't go through every material and check everything. Oh, it's a mistake here.
I open the book a little bit, page through it, and I can tell at a glance, generally speaking, that things are going well. No, I do not. In fact, I rarely check that the answers are even right. Sometimes I look at one or two of them, but the books are being completed, and they are obviously learning. You can tell that without asking a lot of questions, and that's the most important to us. If they're learning, that's what we really care about, both their spiritual and academic development.
Yes, and for first grade and second grade, third grade, some students can go a little bit more slowly because it's English, and it's okay to have first grade also in the second year.
Yes, because of the fact that it's in a foreign language for most people here, we do allow students, particularly the first few years, to go more slowly. Hopefully, with time, they'll catch up to their grade level as they get acclimated to the system, the language, and all of that. But we do recognize that it is a big jump coming out of the schooling that most people are used to here into a different language and a whole different mindset in many ways. So, yes, feel free to take your time as you acclimate into the system. We're glad to see that.
Okay, and you mentioned it's two ways of learning these materials. It's like we as a parents teach our kids, and center. Can you give some ideas about the center, what it should be? Or
Yes.
how you think other parents can teach, not necessarily centers?
We see Christian education as very important, and Christian education, by definition, entails, well, if you go back to the Bible, their education revolved around the teacher, the rabbi. You learned from the rabbi, and children learn from other people. They just do, and when we send them to a public school, they're learning from the rabbi, whether we want them to or not. They're going to. So when we do also believe that Christian parents have the privilege, if they want to delegate that responsibility to another mature Christian. And so if you get together, it is more, I'm going to say more efficient. Efficiency is not always the thing to strive for in everything, but it is something. So it is more efficient to get a group of students together under the direction of a mature adult that they can learn from and associate with, that helps them with their materials. Doesn't always need to teach lessons, just come beside them as an assistant to keep them learning.
Because materials are self-teaching.
They're designed to be, yes. There will always be questions and those kind of things. But yes, they're designed for a student to work as independently as possible, to take as much pressure off of a busy homeschool mom or a busy school teacher as possible.
Okay, so kids can, we or our family can send these kids, our kids, or their kids, to another family home, and they can teach the same materials, same
Yes,
curriculum.
yes.
Okay.
And, we have some families that do that. We do require that families do teachers training if they're going to be enrolled in CLA. They can be enrolled in another school and use our curriculum. But if they're going to do CLA, we do require that they do teachers training, just to make sure that they're on the same page
Yes.
when it comes to education as we and hopefully the tutor.
Great, great. Okay. Thank you for explaining everything and guiding us and everyone who will watch. And hope this will be a blessing. And yeah, thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes.